The Mutual Broadcasting System presents The Adventures of Ted Drake, Guardian of the Big Top.
Hi, Luke. Looky. Hey, look what we got. On the inside, folks, on the inside. The greatest collection of wonders ever gathered together under one tent. I, Luke, Bosco the Monkey Boy, Tiny Tim and his troop of singing and dancing little people, Sadie, the bearded lady.
Yes, sir, boys and girls, yes, indeed. Here's Mutual's big new circus show, The Adventures of Ted Drake, Guardian of the Big Top. That great new show that's packed to the brim with circus thrills and adventure. The show that's on the air at the same time every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. On it, you'll meet skilled and daring circus artists, like high-wire walkers, trapeze performers, bareback riders, and tumblers. And each day you'll take part in a thrilling adventure or help solve a baffling mystery with Ted Drake, circus detective and guardian of the Big Top. Now, today's adventure, called The Case of the Invisible Thief. All the performers were glad when the famous Brown Brothers Circus and Wild Animal Show settled down for a 3-day stand in the town of Metropolis. For this would give them a chance to relax in one of the country's bigger cities. And that's exactly what everybody did. Relax. Yesterday, both performances went off without a hitch and played to capacity crowds. This morning, there was every indication that things would go as well today. Now, it's late in the afternoon of the second day. Ted Drake is seated in a camp chair in front of his quarters, reading the paper, while in another chair nearby, Eddie Ross dozes. Suddenly, from around the corner of the tent, there is a scurry of little feet, and Geeker, the little capuchin monkey that is a pet and friend of everybody connected with the circus, launches himself through the air to land on Ted's shoulder.
Oh, for heaven's sake. Oh, hello, Geeker. Where'd you come from? Huh? Well, is that a fact? Well, now, what do you think of that? So, you better go talk to your Uncle Eddie over there. He understands monkey talk better than I do.
Hello there, Geeker. How are you today? Hey, come on over here. Hey, there, fella. Hey, none of that rough stuff. Leave my pen and pencil alone. Hey, Ted, look it. Huh? Watch him try to take my pen and pencil out of my pocket.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me to find out that some of you taught him how to write.
Granny said, I bet you I could. Monkeys is a lot smarter than some people.
Yes, I guess so, Eddie.
Ted Drake. Attention, Ted Drake.
Hey, Mr. Brown. Calling you, Ted, over the loudspeaker system.
Quiet, Eddie.
Attention, Ted Drake. Go to the performers' quarters back of Midway, A234.
A234? Well, that's a code word meaning trouble among some of the performers.
Right, Eddie. Come on, let's go.
Quickly, in response to the summons, Ted and Eddie hurry over to the performers' quarters in back of the Midway. And as they draw near the scene, they can hear the angry words and screams of the performers. Lydia, the fat lady, is shaking her fingers under the nose of Sadie, the bearded woman. And all the other performers are talking at once.
I don't care. I say it was stolen, and that's exactly what it was.
Well,
then I
don't
guess
just
I ought
let
to
it
know.
be for it. I ain't got it.
Here, what's going on here? What's all this trouble?
Hey, quiet, Dad, blast it. Shut up. Can't make head nor tail of anything you're saying.
Now, that's a little better. Now, somebody step up here and tell me what this is all about.
The watch is gone.
It's my purse that's gone, and it had a lot in it.
Now, quiet, all of you. One at a time. Now, Lydia, I'll start with you. Now, what's all this about?
There's a low-down, sneaky thief loose on this circus lot, Ted Drake, and he stole my purse.
Oh, when?
Just a few minutes ago. I was in my tent. I stepped out a minute, and when I came back, it was gone.
Are you sure you didn't lose it, Lydia?
Oh, I should say not. I guess I know when my purse is stolen, Eddie Ross. Yeah.
Oh, for the love of Mike, one at a time, please. One at a time.
Hide down. You're jabbering like a pack of gibbons.
Now, come on, Lydia, speak up and try to keep calm. Your purse is missing. Now, what kind of a purse was it, and what was in it?
Well, just lots of things, Ted. But most of all, there was my money. Mine and Sidney's both. Sidney's my new husband, you know.
What? I didn't know you got married.
That's none of your business, Eddie Roth. Anyway, Ted, as I was saying, my purse was stolen, and I think I know who did it. You can just bet your life that it's an inside job.
Well, now listen here.
All right, Lydia. Who is it?
I'd rather not say right now.
You mean you can't say because you don't know who he is?
I do, too. And maybe it isn't a him. Maybe it's a her.
What do you mean by that, crackling, you
If the
Perkins?
shoe fits, dearie, put it on.
Why, you cheap faker! If you're insinuating that I've got anything to do
Here
with it-
now. Stop it, both of you. If any of you have any real facts in this matter, I want to hear them. Otherwise, keep your remarks to yourselves. Now then, line up and give me all the details. What's missing and a full description of the article.
All right, you heard, Ted. Line up. Line up and tell us all about it now.
After a busy half hour, Ted and Eddie head up towards the office wagon. And after making a full explanation to the circus owner, Ted says,
I know it sounds fantastic, Mr. Brown. I can hardly believe it myself.
But, Ted, there's a list of over 20 names and 100 stolen articles on that sheet of paper.
Yeah, and what articles? That's what stumps me. Look at here. One set of false teeth stole from Kovar the Strongman. Joe Bigler's wig. Kay Stewart's makeup box. Billy Shott's shaving mirror. Now, what in time would anybody want to steal that stuff for?
Well, I don't know, Eddie. Of course, there's some valuable things missing, too. Lydia's purse with $300 in it, and other performers missing a diamond ring. However, one thing does stand out.
What's that, Ted?
Most of the things stolen are small.
Well, what'd you expect a thief to steal? A piney?
For the one we're dealing with, I wouldn't be surprised, Eddie.
But, Ted, this can't be the work of one person. Too much stuff has been taken from too many widely scattered points.
You know what I think?
No, what?
I think we've got a kleptomaniac on our hands.
A klepto-hoodiac?
Kleptomaniac.
Well, what on earth's that?
Well, kleptomania is a mild form of insanity, Eddie. People afflicted with it steal things. Well, not because they want to, but because they're unable to refrain from theft.
Oh, you mean we're dealing with a fella who can't help stealing?
Well, in a way, yes.
That would explain a lot, Ted.
Are they dangerous?
Generally not, Eddie. But you never know what they're going to take and where they're going to take it next.
Holy jumped-up butterfly ants.
Well, what are you going to do about it, Ted?
I'll catch him if I can.
Yeah, but how?
First, I'm going to check the scene of every theft for fingerprints. And if I find any, take them to the local police. Every city keeps a file of the known kleptomaniacs, and we may get a lead that way. So come on, Eddie. Let's get the fingerprint outfit and get to work.
Ted and Eddie are busy for the next hour. And as they are checking the tent where Lydia Perkins, the fat lady, lives,
Mr. Drake, please to tell me, are you inside the tent now?
Oh, now what? Who in time's out there?
Go see who it is, Eddie.
Yeah, who is it? What do you want?
Eddie, my friend, please to tell me, is Mr. Drake in the tent? Mr. Brown, he say that I can find him.
Yeah, Ted's inside, but he's busy. He said for me to find out what was eaten.
Please, Eddie. I, the great Starno, the fire eater and sword swallower extraordinary, am in great trouble.
What's the matter? You got indigestion?
No. I have been robbed. My trick sword that I swallow but yet do not swallow actually, he is gone.
Huh?
The sword, the one with the blade that falls up into the handle when I pretend to swallow. I am using it now while I have the sore throat. She is gone. I am robbed. I am desolate. I cannot do the act for the show tonight.
Holy jumped-up pig stiffers. Hey, Ted, come on out. We got another victim.
I heard what was said. Now, when did this happen, Sterno?
The sword it is missing right after that Sidney. That no-good thin man is in my tent.
You mean Lydia's new husband?
That is the one, that Sidney. Always he has been jealous of the great Sterno. And this is the way he take his revenge.
Now, wait a minute, Sterno. Wait a minute. Don't make any accusations without being able to back them up. Eddie, go round up Sidney and bring him here.
Right away, Ted. I'm on my way.
Now then, Sterno, let's get to the bottom of this if we
What's
can.
going on here? Sterno, what are you doing here at my tent?
Now, don't get upset, Lydia. Sterno just came over to tell me.
I know what he's doing here, Ted. I don't want to
I
make you
came
well.
to get back my sword.
What sword?
You know very well what sword. The one that no-good husband of yours, that Sidney, stole from
That's
me.
a lie. My Sidney wouldn't steal your sword. That's a cover-up, Ted. Sterno came to steal from us again, like he did that other time. He's the one been doing all the stealing.
I have been doing all the stealing. It is that no good Sidney.
Sidney did not.
He did.
Hey, what's all this yelling about? What's going on here anyway?
Say,
Now, wait a minute, all of you. Listen to me.
Keep away from my tent.
Where is that Sidney? When I catch him, I twist him in two like this. I break that Sidney in half.
Somebody calling me? Sidney, I'm glad you're here. Throw these no-good loafers out of our tent.
That's a pretty big order, Lydia.
Confess, you thief. Where is my sword?
Yeah, make him tell, Ted. He knows where it is.
I don't know anything about a sword.
You do, too. You do.
Confess before I break every bone in your skinny body.
Oh, no, you don't. Not my Sidney. Punch him in the nose, Sidney.
Oh, no. I don't think I'll have to do that, Lydia.
Then I will, and when I do...
Darn it, I've looked everywhere, but I couldn't find that... Oh, there you are.
Hey, you keep out of here, Eddie Roth. Lydia Perkins, if you lay a hand on Sterno, I'll claw your eyes out. I'm telling you, I won't
Quiet, all of you. Stop this nonsense. Now listen to me, every one of you. Stop this quarreling among yourselves. We've got a real problem on our hands right now.
You're telling me, Ted.
I've just finished checking the fingerprints left by the thief.
Hot diggity dog. We gotta leave it last.
Yes, Eddie. They were made by someone wearing rubber gloves or by some criminal who's had his fingers operated on so they won't leave prints.
For a moment there is stunned silence as the little group eye one another. Then suddenly cold fear clutches at their hearts. A criminal who would go to such lengths must be a desperate one indeed. But what is his object in these petty thefts? Can he really be interested in such minor loot? Or is this a cover-up for a much bigger plan? Well, in just a moment, we'll return to the adventures of Ted Drake, guardian of the Big Top. But first, may I have just a short minute of your time to talk to all the gang about something mighty important? Okay. Gang, the Mutual Broadcasting System, the people who bring you the adventures of Ted Drake, guardian of the Big Top, want to make this the biggest and best show of its kind on the air. But in order to do that, we've got to have every boy and girl in America as a steady listener. And there's where we need the help of every one of you. You're the only ones who can get that audience for us. How? Why, it's simple. Just locate some of the kids who by chance haven't heard yet about this swell new show. Tell those kids that you listen, and tell them the call letters of the station that carries it in your town. Now, that isn't hard, and it'll be a lot of fun. So get out there and spread the word around. Help Mutual make the adventures of Ted Drake, guardian of the Big Top, the most listened-to show of its kind in the world. But now, let's get back to today's adventure. Earlier today, Ted Drake and Eddie Roth had been seated in front of their tent playing with Geeker, the circus lot pet monkey, when trouble broke out in the living quarters of some of the performers. When Ted and Eddie arrived on the scene, they found Lydia Perkins, the fat woman, and Sadie, the bearded lady, along with several other performers, upset because of an outbreak of mysterious theft. Later, when Ted checked for fingerprints, he found only mysterious smudges, like those left by a person who has had his hands operated upon, so fingerprint identification is impossible. A trick employed only by the most desperate of criminals. Now, it's a little later, and Ted and Eddie are in the office wagon, talking earnestly with Mr. Brown.
That's the way it is, Mr. Brown. There are the enlarged photographs of the smudges we found. You can see for yourself.
Oh, Ted, I don't know anything about fingerprint work. If you say it's true, I'm ready to accept it.
Well, Granny, as you can see with your own eyes, them prints don't look like nothing you ever saw before.
Ted, tell me the truth. Is this really serious?
It is, if for no other reason than the fact that the entire circus lot is upset by it. What kind of a show do you think we'll have with the performers wondering where this thief will strike next?
But so far, nothing of great value has been taken.
Well, Ted's got a mighty interesting theory on that, Mr. Brown.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I don't say this is true, sir, but now just think about it a minute. All this hubbub could be a smokescreen to cover up something big, a diversion to attract our attention away from the main objective.
Which is what?
Well, I don't know yet. But I want you to let me call in the police.
Oh, now, Ted, no, I can't do that.
Oh, why not?
Because to call them in means that you have to tell them what's happening. When you do that, the newspapers will get the story, and you know they'll play it up big. And when people in the city hear that some fiend is out here at the circus robbing people, they'll stay away.
Well, maybe that's better than having something awful.
Oh, no. You mustn't call in the police, Ted. It'll ruin business. Can't you handle this thing alone?
Well, it's a big job, Mr. Brown.
Well, take all the men you want from among the circus people, Ted, but don't call in the police.
Oh, shucks, Ted. Mr. Brown's right. Why, we can handle this here thing. Can't we, Ted?
The evening performance is about to start, Ted. At least wait until tomorrow before calling in police help.
Well, I still think it'd be best, but... Hey, what happened to the lights?
The bulb must have burned out.
Oh, nothing. Every light in the circus is out. Something happened at the main light plant.
But
This is it. This is what I was afraid of. Eddie, go on over to the main light plant. See that emergency is switched on. Find out what the trouble is and report back here to me.
I'm on my way, Ted.
Mr. Brown, now lock that office door quick.
Ted, what's the idea?
Lay low. Don't make a sound. This may be what the criminal was building to.
What are you talking about?
Robbery. There's a lot of money in that office safe.
Well, there always is, but you mean you expect them to try to get it?
This would be a good chance.
But how would they know that the lights would go out?
The lights going out was no accident, Mr. Brown. That was planned.
Maybe you're right, Ted.
Lucky I was here when it happened. I'd like to give this thief of ours a warm reception.
He probably thinks you're out trying to run down the minor robbery.
Or checking on the light plant.
He'll get the shock of his life when he... Hey, there go the lights back on, and it's full power. That is an emergency.
Yeah, Eddie must have gotten over there quick.
You think our thief will show up now?
Probably not, with a whole lot blazing with light again. Doggone it, I was hoping he'd strike, so I could get this over with. This war of nerves is getting me.
War of nerves?
Well, isn't that what it is? A criminal loose on the lot, pulling every kind of stunt imaginable, but never striking really hard.
Well, he may have been frightened away because the lights went back on so suddenly.
No, I think not. I was wrong. Robbing the office wagon wasn't his objective. If it had have been, he'd have struck by now.
And Ted, where are you going?
I'm going over to the light plant to pick up Eddie. If I should miss him and he reports back here, tell him to meet me at my tent.
I'll do that, Ted.
Meanwhile, keep this office wagon locked. Don't take any chances.
Trust me for that, Ted. I'll be careful.
And if you need me, you can call me on the loudspeaker system. Use the regular code.
Don't worry. If anything happens, I'll really yell out. And keep me posted if you find anything.
I will.
As Ted walks across the now brightly lighted circus lot, there's a puzzled frown on his face. And having missed Eddie at the light plant, he goes on to his own tent. And it's there, some 10 minutes later, that Eddie Roth finds him.
Darn it, Ted. I've been looking for you all over.
Did Mr. Brown give you my message?
Yeah, he gave it to me.
Well, what'd you find at the light plant? Nobody was there when I stopped by.
Oh, well, that's the strangest thing, Ted. You know what was wrong?
Well, I've got an idea, but go ahead and tell me.
Well, somebody just pulled the main switch, that's all.
And no trace of who did it.
That's right.
Our mysterious prowler again.
Yep. Ted, concern it, what in time is going on? Now, there's more to this than meets a naked eye.
Eddie, I don't mind telling you, this thing has got me whipped.
You mean you're giving up?
No, I'm just baffled. Now, let's think a little. Put yourself in this criminal's place, and then tell me what you do.
Well, knowing that you was a detective on this here circus lot, I'd skedaddle while the skedaddling was good. Because I'd know you'd catch me sooner or later,
Well,
anyway.
thanks for the kind words, Eddie. But I'm really asking for help.
Dang nabbit, Ted. I'd get back there to that Sidney and Sterno and Lydia and Sadie. Because I think they're mixed up in this here a lot deeper than they let on.
Forget them, Eddie. They've got nothing to do with the main issue. The robbery of these people is just a blind, a cover-up for what the thief really intends to do.
All right, then you tell me what's what.
Now, wait till I get my coat and walk over to the Midway with me. I'm going to have a talk with Lydia again.
Okay, go get it and let's get going.
I'll only be a minute. Eddie, come in here.
Ted, well, what's the matter?
Look, my tent. Somebody's been in here while we were outside. My coat on the floor, Eddie, my gun. I laid it here with my coat. Somebody's been in here and stolen my gun.
Holy...
Attention, Ted Drake. Come to office wagon at once. Emergency.
Mr. Brown.
In trouble.
Drake.
Ted, what's going on?
I don't know, Eddie. Come on, let's get going quick.
At a dead run, Ted and Eddie race across the circus lot, hoping against hope that they may be in time to help Mr. Brown out of the obvious trouble that he's in. But unarmed as he is, what can Ted Drake do against this clever criminal who is able to slip into Ted's own tent while Ted is outside and steal his gun? Well, we'll hear in just a moment when we return to the adventures of Ted Drake, guardian of the Big Top. Now, boys and girls, a little while ago, I told you how anxious the Mutual Network was to have every boy and girl in America as a steady listener to their big circus show, The Adventures of Ted Drake, Guardian of the Big Top. And I asked you to get out and spread the word around among your friends. Well, there's an easy way to do that. Why not invite some of the kids over to your house to listen to the show with you? Why, you can make a regular party out of it. And it's almost the same thing as having ringside seats at a regular circus. In fact, it's even better, because besides meeting all the exciting people who make a circus what it is, such as clowns, acrobats, jugglers, tumblers, and the like, when you listen to this show, you get to help Ted Drake, the circus detective, solve a baffling mystery, to go right along with him on one of his thrilling adventures. And you can't do that at a regular circus. So why don't you be one of the first in the neighborhood to give a Ted Drake party? Why don't you ask your mom and dad about it today? You'll have a swell time. The other kids in the neighborhood will have a swell time, too. And you'll be getting new listeners for the Ted Drake Listeners Club. But now, let's get back to today's adventure with Ted Drake, Guardian of the Big Top. Theft have the entire circus staff upset and nervous, and Ted Drake is completely baffled. He's fully aware of the fact that the mysterious prowler is able to roam the circus lot and strike at will. And Ted is sure the minor thefts are but a cover-up for something big. He expected the circus office wagon to be robbed when the lights all over the circus suddenly went out. But the prowler evidently preferred to wait. Later, as Ted sat before his own tent, the invisible thief managed to sneak inside and steal Ted's own gun. And just at the moment Ted discovered it was gone, Mr. Brown called frantically over the loudspeaker system.
Attention, Ted Drake. Come to the office wagon at once. Emergency.
Mr. Brown.
In trouble.
Hey, what's going on?
I don't know, Eddie. Come on, let's go.
Hey, you don't reckon the thief has stuck up Mr. Brown?
I shouldn't have left there. I knew that was his objective.
Who?
The thief. His timing in this has been wonderful. He's kept 2 jumps ahead of me all evening.
Hey, there's the office wagon up ahead. Hey, look at that crowd.
Looks like everybody's there.
Drainage.
All right, what's happened? What's the matter here?
Oh, Ted, thank heaven you got here.
I came the minute I heard your call.
It happened, Ted, just like you thought.
Robbery?
I think so.
You think so? Dang nabbit, either you're robbed or you ain't.
Eddie, get this crowd away from here.
Right, Ted. All right, all of you, stand back. Break it up. All right, stand back.
Tell me what happened, Mr. Brown.
Well, I stepped out of the wagon for a moment, Ted. I wasn't gone more than 3 minutes. When I came back, I couldn't unlock the door.
You locked it when you went out?
Yes, but later when I tried to get back in, my key would unlock the latch, but I couldn't get the door open.
Well, is it stuck?
No, it feels like it was locked on the inside. And Ted, there's somebody in there.
What? Who?
I don't know. When I tried the door, I could hear them stirring.
Eddie, come here. And bring 3 or 4 men with you.
Be right
Hurry
there,
up.
Ted. Hey, Sterno, Bill, Jim, come on. Ted wants you.
What are you going to do, Ted?
We've got him trapped, Mr. Brown. Our thief can't get out of that office wagon. The windows are only a foot square, and this is the only door.
What's a pitch, Ted? We're ready to have it.
Okay, who's with you?
Me, Sterno, the great fire eater.
Okay,
and
Sterno, and the rest of you. The thief is trapped inside the office wagon.
Now we see. If it got no good, Sidney, the thin man, I'd bet you $1 million.
Oh, for Pete's sake,
You
Sterno.
take that back, you fake fire eater.
Lydia,
you.
get back with the rest of the crowd.
No, I won't. Not with this
Lydia,
fake-
get out of the way. That's an order.
Hey, leave her to me, Mr. Brown. I'll keep her back.
All right, Sterno, you and 2 others go around in back and stand guard, just in case he does try to get out the window. Eddie, you and Mr. Brown help me smash this door in.
I'm ready, Ted.
Okay, then, swing your hips and shoulders against it like this. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, it didn't budge an inch.
All right, once more. 1, 2, 3.
Easy, give her a little. Now, once more.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
All right, put up your hand. Stick them up. We got you covered, all of you. Hey, Ted, there ain't nobody in here.
Ted, Eddie's right. This place is empty.
Are you sure you heard somebody? Yes. Look at this door bolt. See how it's bent? Somebody must have been in here.
Oh, dang nabbit, there ain't nobody. Hey, come on out wherever you are.
Mr. Brown, the safe. It was open with all that money spilled out on the floor.
Ted, well, the safe door was open, but the money wasn't spilled out.
Consarn it. Tell me what's going on. There ain't no place to hide in here. Yet somebody come in, took some money, and walked out through the wall.
That's impossible, Eddie.
Yeah, I know, but he done it just the same.
Ted, I hate to admit it, but Eddie's right.
Well, of course he could do it if he was invisible. Yeah, sure, that's the answer. This here thief is invisible. Oh, shucks, that can't be right, because there ain't no such thing as an invisible person. Ted, there ain't. Is there?
Of course not.
Well, then how did he get out? Through one of those tiny windows?
Hey, by grannies, Sterno might be right. Sidney is the thin man of the outfit. He just might squeeze through one of them windows.
Mr. Drake, come quick, we have found something.
Sterno, come on, fellas, let's go.
Ted, what do you think about Sidney? Could he be the
I don't know. I don't know anything at this point.
Look, Mr. Drake, see what we have found on the ground, that $5 bill.
Yeah.
And see, here is another one.
Part of the loot from the safe.
Oh, he must have dropped them.
This proves it. The thief went out that back window.
Eddie, shine your flashlight over here. See if there's any more.
There's one up ahead.
Oh, and there's another one.
He's left a regular trail.
Well, for a thief, he's an awful wasteful guy.
Keep going. I don't understand this, but as long as the trail lasts, let's follow it.
See, up ahead, a whole handful.
Look, the trail leads right up to that wagon.
Hey, Granny's Ted, you're right. I'll bet you he's hiding out in there.
Mr. Brown, what's in that wagon?
Concession stand supplies, peanuts, Cracker Jack, and the like. But never mind that, Ted. Get some men. Surround the wagon. Let's not let him get away.
Peanuts and Cracker Jack. Mr. Brown, if our thief is in there, he won't try to get away.
Ted, are you loony? That there's a desperate criminal.
This Sidney, the no good, never had me fooled. I knew he was a thief from the moment I laid my eyes on him.
Sterno, keep quiet unless you want to be the laughing stock of everybody on the circus lot tomorrow, along with me.
What was that, Ted?
Wait till I go in and get our thief and see for yourself. I'll be right out with the thief and a red face.
Ted, come back here. He's desperate. Mr. Brown, stop him.
Now, Ted, don't take any chances.
Oh, Ted!
Stop that, you little fiend.
Ted, be careful. He's desperate.
Come on out here, you little rascal, and give me that gun.
Oh, Ted's disarmed him with that old judo. Hot diggity dog.
All right, Mr. Brown. Here's our thief, and a mighty good one he is. He had us all fooled.
Geeker, our little monkey.
Well, what do you know? Monkey business all the time.
Your money's in the wagon there, Mr. Brown. And I imagine if we look hard enough, we'll find all the other things someplace else. The only real thievery committed around here today was several bags of peanuts and a box or two of Cracker Jacks that he ate.
Brother.
Not mine, that monkey ain't.
I don't know whether to laugh or cry.
Well, believe me, you won't have to laugh. In times to come, plenty of people will laugh at us for this day's work.
I'll say, Ted, you know, I've heard of people making monkeys out of themselves, but this is the first time I ever heard of a monkey making monkeys out of people.
Well, boys and girls, there you have it. Another adventure with Ted Drake, guardian of the Big Top. Mutual's big new circus show that's on the air at the same time every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So remember, when you hear the music of the circus band and hear the cry of the circus barker, it's time for the adventures of Ted Drake, guardian of the Big Top.
Looky. Hey, look what we got. On the inside, folks, on the inside. The greatest collection of wonders ever gathered together under one tent. Hi, Luke, Bosco the Monkey Boy, Tiny Tim and his troopers sing and dance to little people.
The Adventures of Ted Drake, Guardian of the Big Top, originated in the Mutual Studios in Nashville, Tennessee, and was a Monogram radio production written by Patricia Mahan and directed by Phil McHugh. Ted Drake was played by Vince Harding and Eddie by Fred Raines. Listen tomorrow at this same time for the adventures of Bobby Benson on the D-Bar-B Ranch, and again on Friday at 5 to Ted Drake. Stay tuned now for the story of Champion, the Wonder Horse, which follows over most of these stations immediately. Bob Larimer speaking. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.